live now.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what's up?
Hello.
I'm fireproofnas. This is Ratchet, Deadlocked, NG plus, no load cancelling.
Don't you mean Ratchet Gladiator? We are in a
Yes,
PAL region.
Yes, so in PAL regions, this was released as Ratchet Gladiator.
Couch.
Yeah, so this is Puffy Palace.
Hello, I'm Puffy Palace.
This is Benjin.
G'day.
They'll be helping me. So,
Pick a save. Remember to count down.
yep. Okay, so load cancelling, I'm going to explain later. It's not very important for this run.
Okay.
But so time will start upon difficulty selection. So we're in 3, 2, 1.
Let's
now.
go.
So our first trick is coming up right now at the start. So before we save our files, we actually do a little we do a trick called clankless, where basically we get to skip the main sort of camera tutorial of the game. Also, you might notice we're playing in black and white.
Yeah, for the optimal RNG advancement, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this
Totally
is
not
optimal.
technical
It's for the
difficulties.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's lag management. Game doesn't have to render so many colors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clankless saves us like 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's
It's like
something
just
around that.
at the start of the game. It's free. It's
Yeah.
in every category.
Yeah, so basically, if you can do it before leaving that first room, you're fine.
Yeah.
Good job, mate.
So very start of the game, we got to go and talk to all of our friends. You know, skip through a bunch of cutscenes, get tutorialized about how to play the game. Because we're in New Game Plus, we have all of our weapons, bolts, skill points, everything from previous runs. So we will be completely maxed out on all of our weapons. Our combat bot upgrades minus the shield link, because if you buy the shield link, you ruin your speedrunning save. And yeah, so it lets us do a bunch of really cool tricks immediately. So this game has really two major techs in it. One, which is sort of movement-based.
Yeah, so what I did at the start there was called a flail cancel. So basically, we fire the Leviathan flail, and right as we fire it, we have to swap weapons, and it basically just keeps our forward momentum while giving us the ability to jump out of it, basically.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, so there's sort of momentum cancelling tech. There's an infinite jump, and sort of the momentum preserving infinite long jump, as well as some clipping techniques that we'll see later.
Yeah, shout-outs to Skits at GDQ for calling them infinite long jumps.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So, Ratchet Deadlocked is different to the first 3 games in that this game is much more mission-based, which lets you do a couple of interesting strategies. So unlike in a lot of classic games where you're just sort of trying to get the info bot, this has missions where you're trying to get to the end of the planet, where you're trying to... Not the end of the planet, where you're trying
okay,
to...
I got that first try. So I'm going to explain what that was.
Yeah, you explain this.
So... that was a one-frame trick at 60 hertz with no audio or visual cues. So
in black and white.
Yeah, in black and white. So I left the Landstalker at the exact frame that it put me in there, and that stopped me from getting automatically put into the Landstalker.
Yeah, which let you use the Rhino equivalent of this game, the Harbinger.
I think it's actually the Supernova.
Is it the Supernova?
Yeah, it's the Supernova.
Wow, fake runner.
Fake runner.
Yeah, what was I even explaining? Missions, right. So this game has several different kinds of missions. Some missions are just get to the end. Some missions are kill all the enemies. Some missions are in vehicles. You know, it's PS2 era game design. You got to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mission focus of this game makes it very unique and distinct from the other entries in the Ratchet and Clank series. Also, the distinct lack of Clank makes it distinct.
Oh yeah, we see Clank for a whole second and a half through cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's really whether or not you're mashing games on point in those cutscenes.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of Clank, hence why he's omitted from the title.
Yeah. So the mission sort of... So because the game has just a lot of missions, it makes for a really, really fun game to just grind ILs.
Yeah, it also makes it a very approachable speed game
Yeah.
to learn, because you can boot up a save, load any specific part of any specific level, and just practice that.
Yeah, like this game is very easy to practice because of that.
Yeah, it's very beginner-friendly as well as a speed run. Please run Deadlocked. We need more runners.
So these are hyperstacks. We're going into the camera controls menu, and that lets us hyperstrike again and again and again.
For infinite height or infinite distance,
Yeah.
kind of asterisk. when doing distance, you do eventually slowly lose momentum, which you saw a bit there, but you can preserve momentum. And there's just sort of different rhythms that you go for. So this mission, you're meant to drive the car, go around, hack some bolt cranks. We're too lazy for that, so we just jump up the back wall and jump into the arena.
Yeah, the discovery of hyperstacks really just
broke this game in half.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of like complete game-breaking techs that we'll explain later that have been found for this game.
Like ILs were just really never the same.
Yeah, they never were. There's also a lot of very interesting differences between the any % route and this route, which is the New Game Plus No LC route. We'll explain what No LC is eventually. There's some downtime later.
Yeah, there's a lot of downtime later.
But one of the main benefits we get by being in New Game Plus is we have the Ninja skin, which would be easier to see if we weren't in black and white. But the Ninja skin gives us, I think it's like a 25% speed boost.
I don't know the exact numbers, but it's a very noticeable speed boost.
Yeah, you move a lot faster. I'm not sure.
Cool. This just looks cool.
Do your weapons reload faster? I can't remember.
I think you fire them faster.
Right.
But also could be wrong about
Because
that.
my understanding is that like that one Dread challenge where the game progressively speeds up gets to like the ninja mode speed by the end.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it makes game fast.
Makes game fast.
Makes any percent slow.
Yeah, which means that there are a couple of spots where it's just the momentum you keep by being in the ninja skin makes some strats viable for New Game Plus that aren't necessarily viable for any percent.
So this mission here is pretty much it's like the second mission where we have to go fast enough that our bots will respawn at the correct position. So every 10 seconds, if your bots are far enough away from you, they'll respawn.
Yeah.
And there. So if I wasn't fast enough, instead of spawning here, they could have spawned up there, and that's bad. Because they then have to, instead of being able to immediately start hacking the nodes, they then have to travel to you, and it's just annoying.
And that node hacking is why we don't pick up the shield link, because otherwise only one of your bots could hack at a time.
Yeah.
Here we have a quick boss fight. The boss comes in, and he will just die instantly.
Yeah, that's the boss.
Thanks, boss.
Dead.
Bye, boss.
So we do a flail cancel up to here, so basically just so we can get these ships that are about to spawn in.
Yeah, so all of the
they
spawn locations are...
Okay, I'm bad at the game. I didn't realize that it had already spawned in.
Whoops. Yeah, so a lot of the spawn locations are all fixed in this game, and so a lot of it just comes down to muscle memory after a while. You learn where they spawn in. Yeah. You also tend to look at your mini-map a lot, or at least I do, as opposed to the actual map.
For combat, it's really just look at mini-map, see red icon, shoot.
Because a lot of the time, so this game, we're playing on the PS3 because the PS3 port is a lot faster with loading, but is very special in that it is very slow in a lot of other ways, lots of lag. So there's a lot of lag reduction strats, like looking at the floor while shooting.
So that mission we just did is like a 2-minute auto-scroller.
Yeah, you're meant to go on the grind rails.
Yeah, except you can kind of just...
Not.
I took that safer than I needed to. I think I'm going to regret it up here.
So yeah, a lot of this game has it still has actually a large multiplayer community and multiplayer section, and so a bunch of these maps are much more designed around the multiplayer. And Kronos, I think, is one of the most egregious examples of a multiplayer map that is just used in the campaign.
Yeah, so a good example of bots being stupid was it spawning here and going all the way back over there.
Yeah.
Can't control it. It's super annoying, but...
But if you ask the Swedish Menace, bot AI is completely...
Come on. Oh, bot AI is 100% consistent.
Yeah. You're just not a good enough runner, I'm sorry.
Like, Australian legend Mobius has explained every bot to me, and it's just... Once you learn about it, you just go, oh, wow, that was stupid. I should have known that. That's so obvious.
Yeah, I feel like everyone goes through the same learning curve of the bots are complete RNG, and then someone says, no, the bots are completely
you're just bad.
Controlled, you're just bad, and you eventually come around to realize that, like, oh no, the bots are not complete RNG, I am just bad.
Yeah. Like, the only bad thing about the bots is that you can charge into them and they have collision.
Yeah.
Like, that just screws you over so much.
I mean, the bots will also just do terrible, terrible things.
Yeah.
I can never get them to spawn consistently wherever I want them.
Okay.
So here we're doing mine clipping. So the mines have collision. By this game, they'd really locked down Insomniac, not just clipping through absolutely everything. And so
you can clip through walls, but not every wall. So if the wall doesn't have collision next to it, you can't clip through it.
yeah, so if you just clip through a random section of wall, it'll kill you.
That was a boss, by the way.
That was a boss, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have any questions?
Yeah, do you have any
Do I have any questions? I've never played a Ratchet game my whole life, so
Wow.
I'm just like, looking and
Absorbing.
taking in everything that you're saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we're playing in black and white for technical difficulties.
The PS3 is an amazing console.
It's so much fun to record because
Who loves...
it's got this really cool thing called copy protection, and my controller's being weird.
copy protection that you cannot turn off.
Oh yeah, you can't turn it off. I think my controller's dying. That's
Oh no, did you bring a cable?
No, like the battery's not dying, the right joystick's
Oh.
dying.
I was gonna say.
DualShock 3s are getting expensive.
Oh, they're so expensive. Yeah, my camera's not doing what I want it to.
Oh, great. Well, as long as you don't soft lock, right? This game, amazing port
so-
that it is, has several soft locks and even hard locks.
So for that mission, if you start the second wave of the first arena, you can soft lock at the end.
Yeah.
I will not be soft locking because I'm good at the game.
You'll hard lock instead.
Oh yeah, this game is held together with tape. If you hard lock, you like I've hard locked by charging into a weapons vendor.
Yeah, and so for those at home who may not necessarily know what the heck a soft lock and a hard lock is, a soft lock is where we're like unable to complete the mission. A hard lock is literally our console crashes.
Yeah.
You cannot access to the PS3 menu. You have to restart your console. And yeah, this port of a PS2 game has many such problems.
Yeah, I'm praying that my console doesn't crash because that would be really embarrassing.
It would be. It happened to Dan on GDQ, actually.
Yeah.
We lost like 2 minutes on Stygia.
Rip Bozo.
And he
Rip Bozo.
still beat Musa.
Rip Bozo. Yeah, Moose is washed. Sorry to say it.
So this is one of the one interesting mission where we use a slightly different tactic. So we're using the magma cannon to slide around these corners. It's the only place where we use the magma cannon to slide around the corners just because it's more consistent. You're trying to hit that a cycle. It's not the end of the world if you miss it.
I bunked on the wall, so I missed it. So sad.
So yeah, you just come up here, kill the enemies, and you're golden. Well, you're black and white, but you know you're golden.
It's gold in my heart. You know, I've got my HUD color set to gold, but we wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Someone want to look at the time and tell me what it's at?
12 minutes.
Oh, fun.
It's okay.
I don't even know if that's a good time anymore.
I think
because
I think that's still better than 5th place.
right.
Actually don't know.
I mean,
I know that it's like a minute off my PB.
all of my knowledge in this category comes from when the category had a different name. So like,
Oh yeah, so this category used to be called No Early Ghost Station because we didn't know quite fully what load cancelling could do.
oh yeah,
So with load cancelling, you can go from that very first room to the very last boss.
Yeah,
the
you can-
last mission in the game.
yeah, you can beat this game in something like 45 seconds.
It's 58. World record is 58.28 by me.
right, by you.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
I thought it was like Mobius or someone, because like,
So me and Mob technically both have 58s, but I have like a 58.2 and he has a 58.8.
yeah. So this mission is Shah. It's one of the worst missions. You're not truly a runner until you've lost a run to Shah.
So everyone says this planet's bad, but it's really just getting to the second node fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to get there within 10 seconds so that your bot spawns up on that first platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mobius explained it to me, and I was like,
But yeah, Shah.
that's been a very consistent pattern with me learning this game.
Right.
I'll complain to Mobius about something, and he'll be like, oh yeah, it's this, and I'll just be like, that was obvious.
Yeah. But this mission highlights something that's very interesting about this game, is that if you get far enough away from enemies, they despawn. But
Oh,
your combat
yeah.
bots, while I think they're like, their geometry doesn't despawn, but their models despawn.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And so what you're really doing is you're hitting the bots on the bulk crank so that they will turn them, and then running to the next one so that the enemies despawn, and hoping that your bot doesn't get caught on the collision of an enemy that isn't actually there anymore. Because if they don't despawn, they'll kill your bots, and it'll be a bad day.
So the bots are really annoying in that sometimes they just die.
Yeah.
They just like to die. So this is also like a minute and 40-ish second IL normally, but I actually don't know why this works.
I believe you hit one on
Yeah.
one side and then one on the other, and
Mission's
it tricks
over.
the mission to think that you've selected one path and then complete it.
Yeah, it's something like that. So
Yeah.
this is another IL where we have really weird bot manip that I don't quite fully understand. My bots decided to work. You know what? We're going to accept that. We're not going to question it.
Yeah.
So this is node overload. It sucks.
Yep. It sucks in any percent too.
Yeah, I could imagine it being much worse in any percent. So bots are fragile. We also want them to. We also want to spend as little time defending them as possible.
Yeah.
So what we do is we put out some turrets, put out a couple mines, and pray.
I mean, it's better than any percent where you don't even have the turrets.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that's terrible. And so we do this this one by ourselves.
Yeah, because otherwise you're waiting for the bots
My
to
bot
like.
died, didn't it?
Yeah. So ideally, what you end up doing is you have your bots turning 2 cranks, and then you just turn the last
Yeah.
one for like optimal bot movement. So a bunch of these planets, it's faster to do the IL strategies, and sometimes because IL strategies are based off the in-game time, and we're running
slow.
real time, it's slower. So there is a difference between just learning all the ILs, but the ILs are also a really great place to start.
Yeah, like this skills transfer.
Yeah.
And like for that previous mission, I like to aim for like a 50 in runs. I got a 103, so
Yeah.
I'm washed.
A lot of the skill transfer between the different categories as well.
Oh yeah, like if you're good at one category, you're good at every category.
It's actually really nice because Deadlocked is a very accessible speed game, aside from PS3 capture shenanigans.
Yeah, but even then, you can just stick your phone at the screen and
Yeah.
they're all good.
The PS3 is the optimal console. We allow playing on an SSD for maximally fast load times.
So SSD actually does nothing for this game.
Does it?
Nothing. I've compared loads between my SSD and Skunk's hard drive, and
Okay.
it's identical.
Wow, here I go, bro, perpetrating rumors
Yeah.
and myths.
No. To be fair, I've also perpetrated that rumor before.
Right. So you're telling me I didn't need to SSD mod my PS3?
Yeah, you really didn't.
You could have saved me like $120.
You spent $120 on an SSD for mine. It was like 40.
I'm old. I played this game like
You're not
3
that old.
years ago.
I also played this game like 3 years ago.
These things used to be more expensive, okay?
So we're coming up onto Static Death Trap. In this mission, we're forced to use the mines.
Yeah. There's also a skill ceiling here well, no skill ceiling there. The skill in this mission comes from the fact that you have infinitely regenerating ammo, but you don't have infinite ammo.
Yeah,
So
so-
it's managing how many bombs you place down. Conveniently, you have level 10 bombs that when they blow up, spawn more bombs, so it's a bit easier.
they're level 99.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
level
you very
99. It means
Got
they
it
do
right?
rainbow damage, right?
Oh, yeah,
Or is that just the dual
rainbow.
vipers?
I don't know. I think it's all of them.
Right. So just imagine a black and white rainbow.
Yeah. I would have loved to play in color, but you know what? We're in the 90s. Color doesn't exist.
It's the minimalistic style now, getting with the trends.
Yeah.
This is like again. This is just lag management.
Yeah. I mean, now is probably a good time to do a donation or two if we have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want
The
to
next
do-
few are pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory.
Yep. We do have $30 from Nay that says, donating my $5 per death from my run last night and put this towards playing Ratchet in black and white.
Let's go.
We also have $50 from Dan MCD that
hell
says, always glad to see Deadlocked in a marathon. Best of luck, Fireproof. Hope the bots treat you well. Thank you so much for those 2 donations.
Yeah, Dan's really good at this game.
Yeah.
He primarily plays any percent, but he's also pretty good at NG+.
He's also like basically my best friend.
Yeah, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Dan.
Yeah, shout out to Dan. He's nice. He's always willing to help out people.
Yeah. He just wasn't prepared to come all the way to PAX to sit on your couch.
Wow. So
How dare he want to go to bed?
we got another boss here.
Yeah, he's just gone.
I wanted to finish him with the wrench, but no.
So the wrench is really interesting when you do a hyper strike like that because
Yeah,
it
so
hits
you
on
can-
every frame.
I don't think it's every frame, but each individual hitbox. So the bosses they're made up of multiple hitboxes, and you hit it going up, you hit it going down, and you hit it going down again.
Right.
And it means you can pretty much obliterate health.
So here we're now on Valek's belt. We're going to do this cool trick where we just sort of work out on geometry out in the side of the map. Because Insomniac loved making very solid geometry everywhere.
Yeah, you can stand pretty much anywhere here. You can do this in one hyperstack, but I failed. I hate failing that because it's just like, come on. It's so easy to mess up, but it's also so easy to do.
Yeah.
Which is a fairly common theme for this game. Easy to do, easy to mess up.
It's just so different seeing this in
Yeah.
New Game Plus instead of any percent. I'm so used to like having to do XP management,
Nah, there's no XP management here.
bolt management.
So we're coming up onto my favorite level, Space Ace. This is a shit
everyone's
mission.
favorite level.
This is RNG. This is like legitimately the only RNG in the game.
This is another example though of a level where we just do what the IL does.
Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah. Actually no, we do it safer than the IL because Mobius is cracked.
Yeah.
Like he's just ridiculously good at this game. He has every IL world record.
Shout outs to Big Mobius.
Shout outs to Big Mob. I wish he was here.
But yeah, this mission sucks because this ship sucks. So the little missiles do like no damage, and the main cannon has insane knockback.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy to knock back one of those enemies onto the terrain, not kill it, not notice, and have to fly back for your free time loss.
And not being able to see anything makes it so much better.
Yeah.
But so the enemies spawn in the exact same location every time, but the pattern they spawn in is different. So I could have had all those enemies spaced away from each other on that platform, but they weren't, luckily. Yeah, like, it's just annoying because sometimes you'll get like a really good run, like practicing in ILs, and then one platform will just have everyone like 20 meters away from each other, and you just want to give up at that point. 120 there is bad. I'm washed.
But it's again another example of something that because of the mission structure, it's super easy to actually practice, right? Like,
Yeah. Like, a lot of people don't practice it because they
Why
think
would
it's annoying, which I get, but it's also just so... Like, just putting music on and just playing shit missions is honestly... It's just vibes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, who doesn't want to do that?
I like that we've sort of half given up on just explaining what you're doing. Like, you're just going to fly through the end of the level.
Yeah.
You're just going to pass through walls.
Like, after you sort of learn what hyperstacks are, the game becomes a lot easier to understand. That made grammatical sense.
It's the same, like, 2 or 3 texts just
Yeah.
combined together, which, you know, again, makes it very beginner-friendly.
Yeah,
Please
like
run
this
Deadlocked.
Yeah, please. We desperately want runners. I want things to verify.
Yes.
So it's actually slightly faster to do hyperstacks here.
All right.
Yeah. I was not a believer, and then I was a believer, and then I wasn't a believer,
Yep.
and now I believe again.
Wow.
Yeah, so... Basically, if Mobius tells you to do something, do it, because it's probably fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's funny, Mob is probably the best runner at this game.
He's probably the best runner at a lot of games.
Yeah, but he just doesn't play main board categories.
Yeah.
He only plays ILs.
Yeah.
And it's just infuriating sometimes.
What planet are we up to now?
Torval.
Torval. Okay.
Torval's dumb. I hate it. This is a run killer.
Yeah.
Because every single mission can do something really dumb.
It's also generally in this, like, terrible brown palette.
Oh, yeah, this looks way nicer than usual.
It does actually look
Yeah.
better in black and white.
So, for this mission, to hack those orbs, you have to be a certain range of the bots, but it's actually faster to not be in range of that second bot and just come back and get in range.
You're also relying on the bots to
Not die.
to throw the EMP grenade, which they don't always do well.
My bot died here. I actually don't know why. I
Shouldn't have died. The laserback should have despawned.
I've never had it die there.
I've never seen it die there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we restart this mission because,
The bots cheat and move in the cutscene.
yeah, basically.
So what you do is you fly your bike over to somewhere. Oh, no, it's different in New Game Plus. I was going to say you fly your bike, place down some mines, do some wiggling, and but that's not what you do.
that went really well.
That went really well.
So we used to put down a bunch of mines and a bunch of turrets, but then someone found that strat and we all hated them because it's harder.
The splash damage on the rockets takes them out, I think.
Yeah. So we've got 10 area mods on there.
Yeah.
Oh god, I have to explain mods.
Yeah, so this game was doing different and unique things with the weapon system. So there's two kinds of mods. I think they're alpha and omega mods.
Yeah, alpha and
So alpha mods you get by upgrading the weapon, but you can buy them in New Game Plus. You missed out on the swag strats there.
Yeah, I missed out. I'm bad.
Dan will tell you that only Swedish people can do it, so.
No, Australians can do it.
Okay.
Just only...
Just Mobius.
You've got to be from New South Wales.
Right. Anyway, two different kinds. One modify the weapon, so like how much ammo, how fast it reloads, the area of effect, and splash. And the other one is sort of a modifier to like what kind of effect the weapon does. So there's a shock effect, a freeze effect, like a morph effect.
They're all bad except Ice Mod.
They're all bad except Ice Mod.
Removes the death animation of enemies.
Yeah,
and it
organic
also,
enemies, right?
All enemies.
Oh, all enemies.
But it also lets you freeze them and then break them in one shot, which is just... I don't know why it's faster, but it's just faster.
Now, occasionally I get asked about this. So what we had to do on this mission was you had to place bombs around the feet of this statue.
Yeah.
There's no splash damage from the bombs. You can stand under the statue.
And so I went for the two furthest away from me because that meant that I was far enough away from the bots so that they'd actually spawn to me and not just walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really important thing. Like, there's just a lot of small stuff that you do with the bots to make sure that they're doing everything properly.
Yeah. Hi, Clank. Bye, Clank.
Yeah, bye, Clank. I don't like you. I wish you were here, Clank.
Imagine this game with pack movement, you know.
It'd be so good. It'd be so good.
I mean, it probably would have been rendered mostly obsolete by hyperstacking. But
Like, imagine hyperstacks, but with pack movement. Like, imagine hyperstacking with Ryu movement. Like, that'd just be...
I mean, the game would be a whole lot less beginner-friendly.
It'd be so much harder. It'd be so much more fun to play.
Yeah, this is another example. So this is a mission where every round or two you swap weapons. So you're trying to, with the mine round, place your mines in an optimal spot so that by the last round it like kills the 3 brutes on its own. But it may not necessarily do that, and that may not be a relevant bit of information for New Game Plus.
Yeah, you kind of put those mines there. You just spam them so that they can get the ship and like the enemies that spawn in that area.
Yeah.
Before the brutes. So
this is everyone's favorite auto-scroller. It's literally a 2 minute.
2 minutes and 16 seconds of I'm going to fail this clip 13 times.
Yeah, so we're going to clip through the wall. I'm probably going to explain what load cancelling actually is.
Yeah.
How we do it, and then we'll probably throw to donations. But this is literally the hardest clip in the game.
Yeah, so for some reason, mine clipping is just ridiculously hard if you're up against a sloped wall. But I'm going to explain load cancelling. So when you load into the game, after you load your save file, you get the option of choosing a difficulty for the game. Oh, nice, I got that.
There we go.
And so an American runner called Skits, he found out that you can cancel your load by pressing triangle on that load screen. Super intuitive.
Yep.
So you load a file, you get to the difficulty selection screen, press triangle, and you've been loaded into 2 files at once. Because the game doesn't load you back into your original file for some reason. Like,
yeah, so you can start a new game and then load in a file that has every planet unlocked, that has the final boss unlocked, and you can go straight to the end of the game. Which is why this is called No LC instead of Early Ghost Station.
Yeah.
Because we originally thought we could only use it to skip to the last planet of the game, and that's a separate, like, 6-minute category on the leaderboards.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is where we would normally, go to the bathroom, do whatever, have a drink. Have a break. So you have like 50 seconds if we have any donations.
If there's any donations in here.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah, we have a few here. We have $10 from Edu, if I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Good luck to Fireproof on this awesome run. Shoutouts to Puffy Palace from your friend in Finland.
Shout out to Puffy.
Thank you, Edu, for the donation.
Yes, thank you.
And we also have $10 from Mobius that says, Hi FBNAS.
Hi, Mob.
And we also have a $50 donation from Benjamin that says, a donating from the couch.
So,
Wonder who that could be.
I wonder. Yeah.
Was it you?
No! Yeah, shout outs to Mobius. He's found a lot of stuff for this game.
oh, yeah. So this is the Eviscerator, yet another boss.
yeah, boss is really cool. Very hard.
This boss is great because he goes into the shield state, but the supernova just ignores the shield.
Yeah. Shield doesn't exist. Like,
So you don't have to do weird things where you get him in the corner and get him like permanently backflipping.
oh, yes, you can actually skip a couple cutscenes by pausing between them.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to get. It's weird. You can't do it for all of the tournament ends, but you can do it for 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is everyone's favorite mission, junking the jammers. It is bad. It's just bad.
So this is one of Mobius's like most amazing ILs and is worth checking out.
Yeah, please go watch this IL. It is ridiculous.
I was told just before the run that like the story I've been telling for a while now is backwards and wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to recount the story of what the hell happened. But things happen.
In the IL world record, Mobius gets a ridiculously lucky missile shot and destroys 3 of these things at once. And so we can actually destroy that node before we see it by hitting the ground. Because these missiles do splash damage.
Yeah, the missiles do splash damage, and so if you get it just right, they can blow it up, which is why we don't have to go all the way around the face.
A 50 there is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, that is ridiculous.
This is another mission where we just have to turn all the bolt cranks, so we're just setting the bot up to turn the crank and then booking it.
Yeah, so somehow the bots won't die here. Like,
Nice bots.
you'd think they would, because of everything else this game does.
They can in any percent. I've seen them die in any percent.
You also don't have all the armor in any percent.
Yeah.
Which makes
Well, the
sense.
bots are completely unarmored in any percent.
Do you not buy any armor at all?
No, not anymore.
Oh my god, what is Dan doing?
Dan also does mini clips on Chronos. The lad's like,
Cracked.
yeah.
How does? Oh my god. So we can do a really weird thing here by going all the way to the bottom and regrouping, and our bots just unlock like 20 feet more of range on the hack array. It's really weird.
It means that this mission completes like 20
Yeah.
to 30 seconds faster. There's 2 different variants, and I can't tell the difference between them, whether or not you get like slightly faster bots or whether you get like maximally fast bots.
But you can also split the bots up there, and it's apparently slightly faster.
Oh yeah.
So one does one side, one does the other.
And then, yeah.
Kind of self-explanatory.
And what you're doing with the ship is you're just sort of staying out of the way of the bots to despawn enemies.
Oh, epic! They died.
Unless you're bad.
Me.
You've turned an auto-scroller into free time loss.
Yeah, that's very common.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be mean to you. I'm supposed to be here to encourage you, make you not feel nervous, you know.
I'm surprisingly not nervous.
That's good.
Yeah. I think getting Landstalker first try
Yeah.
just got me up there. 105 is bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there was colour. I saw
could
blue
see
and red.
I know!
We're acting like we've never seen colour before.
I know, right?
I've never played this game with color. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love playing black and white games.
Oh, cool. Nice to know.
Okay. That was slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
oh, we have colour
We have
now.
colour.
We can see.
You fixed it.
Let's go.
Thank you. Woo.
Woo.
We have color for the last quarter of the run.
Yeah, I didn't like
For a
the-
brown planet, this is amazing.
I didn't
This
like-
isn't as bad as Torval. And you may have remembered me saying that I was playing in Gold Hard, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, we lied.
I lied. Sorry. This is another generally very poorly done mission.
Yeah, Marax's isn't very fun. There's several
actually-
places where you can do lots
I
of
really
swag, but like...
So we do really weird bot manip here. We're gonna wait for that bot to finish hacking that, but we're gonna hit capture node on that, and we're just gonna sit here.
I also note that you have like the cheat on to like turn some of the enemies into quarks.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
It is funny.
So this game has a cheats menu. It's pretty cool. It's actually how we unlock the ninja skin.
Yeah.
So you have to basically 100% the game.
Yeah, so all weapons to level 10, I think. All skill
10.
points. Max
Oh,
health.
cool. You can clip through the wall there, and it basically just skips a cutscene. It's kind of
Nice.
fast. It's kind of cool.
This is an example of a wall that looks solid, but because this is a multiplayer map, it's actually a door, and so you're
Yeah.
allowed to clip through it without the game just murdering you. So
Oh, yeah, so if you try and clip into a wall that's not solid, yo, epic.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you can just hyper strike it, stack across.
I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to have to do that. I'm actually going to have to do that. That's really weird. I don't know why, but that's been happening.
That happens to me like 70% of the times when I try this planet. I'm so
know,
bad at it.
I don't know why it happens, but it's really annoying.
Now, you're not going to do this strat because you don't know it, but this is my one contribution to the game. You can fly through the top of this door.
It's also slower.
Yeah.
Okay, RTA, it's slower. In ILs, I'm pretty sure it's faster.
Yeah, but it's maximum swag, which is why I try and bully everyone into doing it.
It's really cool. It's cool to watch, but it's also slow.
Oh, yeah. Because you have to do a single pause buffer in the middle.
Yeah, you have to do the hyperstack.
Sorry, it's like past my bedtime, and I'm like forgetting all of my words.
What's your bedtime?
An hour ago.
What time is it now?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
It's actually 10 o'clock.
You go to bed at 9?
Yeah, I'm an old man.
You're like 3 years older than me.
Yeah, I know.
You're like 8 years older than me?
Let's go.
I don't know.
Time is linear. Anyway, another arena mission where you just memorize where all the enemies spawn. The game is giving you random weapons, so we're just using whatever.
There's also a few times where you have to basically wait before you shoot for all the enemies to load in so that you can end the... It's like here, I'm not going to immediately fire. I'm going to wait for them to all spawn in so I don't have to fire twice, basically.
I have to imagine, though, that the all like area of effect on the rocket launcher makes that trivially easy.
This IO is a lot harder than it looks. I don't know how to do it fast.
Right.
I just kind of do it.
It's the only time we use the B11 vaporizer.
Yeah, so I think this is the only Ratchet game where we actually use every single weapon.
Yes.
And that's only because the game forces us to. This weapon causes a lot of lag, and if I wasn't looking down, I'd be running at like 3 FPS.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, that enemy didn't die. 106 there's really bad. You might notice that's been a common occurrence with my arena missions.
So yeah, the lag is only a problem on the PS3. It doesn't actually lag on the PS2. But the problem is that because we live in PAL region, the PS2 game plays in PAL speeds, which are just very, very bad. The game runs physically slower. It's weird.
Yeah, it just lags a lot. So fun fact, if you try and play this game at 576i and play it on 50 Hz, it will not let you. You cannot play the PS3 version at 50 Hz.
Really?
Yeah, which has saved me right now because I would be screwed.
Yeah.
Because I can't use HDMI.
But at least we have color again.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like the minimalistic lifestyle we had here.
Shoutouts to the Green HUD, objectively the best. So this is Ace.
This fight was thought
Ace is
to be
dead.
vaguely RNG-ish and then proven to be deterministic.
So this is where NG Plus starts.
Yeah, this is where NG Plus used to start. Are you going to remember to not...
It's where it still starts. So the 58-second category is called Beatbox. It's a category extension. So it's worthless.
So this mission here, you're meant to activate the grind rails and it's 5 minutes of running all around the map. But the trigger goes underneath this platform, so we just literally jump under it.
Yeah,
and then you got to remember not to soft lock on this one. No, hard lock, sorry.
I didn't hard lock. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's a notorious hard lock. If you charge boots too quickly after the start of this mission, your console will crash.
Yeah, if you press triangle too early on Torval Mission 2, you can hard lock. I found that one out recently.
And that's just some of the gotchas that get you as a runner of this category, right? Well, any category, because you've got the charge boots, you're trying to go fast, you want to go fast, and it'll just punish you for it.
Okay, I clipped through half the wall and then clipped out.
I think it's because the mine locked on and
Yeah.
it debumped you. So yeah, the mine has collision and it just pushes you as it lands on the ground.
I don't know. Mine push. I go through wall. I'm happy.
Yeah.
What didn't break? Okay, that didn't
You
break.
missed one of the computers.
Yeah. A 30 unwashed.
Yet another hover ship mission, the last hover ship mission.
This is Escape. I'm proud second place. Mobius, once again, world record holder, is just cracked at this.
I still stubbornly refuse to learn the new route.
You should. It's so much faster. His IL world record is 45, and it's genuinely the cleanest ship mission I think I've ever seen. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so this mission combines the ship, precision shooting, mad lag, and weirdly, the order that you travel around the map can speed up or slow down the run.
Yeah, so you're basically just trying to go to each one with as little time spent traveling.
So, yeah, so there was a major lag spike there, but there are a couple of others.
That lag spike's unavoidable
Yeah.
unless you want to go slow. I think this will be like a 52, which would be really cool. I'd love a 52.
I don't know. Dan never pauses long enough for me to actually read them.
I got a 52.
I don't know how you read that. Like,
I don't know,
I just saw like a
got used to
blur.
it. I've gotten very good at just reading it.
Yeah. So now we're coming back to Dread Zone to come into the last couple of missions. So these used to be some of the worst missions in the game, and are now so nice. Like Showdown.
These are not nice. I hate these.
Well,
These-
West Gen used to be like the
Okay,
worst mission in the
West
game.
Gen used to be awful because of the last room, and then we found a way to go into the room that wouldn't spawn the enemies.
Yeah, so we just bypass some triggers. It's pretty great.
I say we, but once again, it was Mobius.
Oh, yeah. So what we do is we come up here, we sort of fall through the top of the doorway.
That can go really wrong because you can clip not quite right and clip into the room, so you won't be able to, like, do this.
Yeah, so again, it's another instance of you can't just clip wherever you want, but you can come back into bounds wherever you want.
Yeah, so you can mess that up two ways. You can not clip out, or you can die.
Yeah. Both of which lose you time.
Okay, cool.
So you come into the room, it sort of breaks a bunch of triggers, so you can just plant the
Yeah.
mines in peace.
So no enemies actually spawn if you don't go in through the front door.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
So this mission and West Gen are similar in that that happens that way. The third mission, though, I think the enemy trigger does still exist, so you got to not kill
Yeah.
everyone.
So there's a really cool strat for this next mission. It's ridiculously hard. So
Yes.
I will not be doing it.
Because you hate swag.
No, it's because I don't want to fail it like 10 times in a row. Remember Kaz when I was going through the run with
Oh,
you, and I
yeah.
just missed it like 20 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'm just like staring at this like, oh, this is gonna be for PAX. Nice.
Someone want to give me a time update?
You are at 41 minutes 14.
Ooh.
So you probably had time to
Yeah.
Yet you had time to do what you did on stream.
Yeah, so we kind of just went through the wall there again.
Yeah, so this turns the worst mission in the game that was in every category, a complete run killer, into very trivial.
So I actually went really slow there because I lost too much height charging into the room. So
You
I had to-
manipulate the RNG.
Yeah, I RNG minutes, but I lost time. But that's okay. I don't have to go fast.
Now, my understanding is that the bots have to salute you before they can queue up the next
Yes.
action.
No, so you can queue it up, but they won't actually start until they salute. And
Right.
where they salute is dependent on your positioning.
Right. So that's West Gen.
That was West Gen. This used to be awful.
Yeah, and now it's not.
I broke a PS3 controller because of it once.
So your central core, you sort of go backwards and run up the wall.
Yeah, I don't know
If you're
why,
good.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to go for this until I get it. It's
Yeah, it's worth doing.
like, it's, okay, there we go.
There we
It's
go.
easier than it looks. So, like, the wrench, though, sort of just pushes you up the wall. It's really cool.
Yeah, and we sort of come in most of the way through the level then.
Yeah. So we go through this door.
Because in classic Ratchet and Clank fashion, the end is right near the beginning. Thank you,
End is
J
at the
Hobbs.
beginning. Thank you, J Hobbs. And so that turret will kill your bots if you're not careful. However, I am careful.
Right.
And
I'm so used to EMPing the turret.
nah. That's slow.
And then you stand behind the exploding barrel for this guy.
Yeah. You just stand anywhere. Yeah, I've got 457 HP. He's
Yeah.
not going to kill me.
See, in any percent, this starts getting real scary.
Oh, yeah. I could imagine.
Because things can still kill you
Yeah.
very easily.
Yeah. So we're coming up onto the final boss, and this is actually where Beatbox meets us.
Yeah, so you can start the game here pretty much.
Yeah.
Oops.
I messed up. So really cool final boss, huh?
So the final boss,
Really hard.
once he starts an animation, will finish the animation. So you can like get him very far down. But we're coming up on time, which we'll call out.
So time in this game is kind of weird. That was a really bad.
It's on
boss,
like the
but-
fade to black of the UI, so time is
Once the game fades to black, that's time.
now. 43:39.
That's actually really, really good.
Yeah.
That's like a minute and a half off my TV.
no.
I'm very
Yes.
happy with that. Yeah. Nice. That was really good.
So yeah, good game, fun game.
Yeah. Like this is a really cool game to play.
Very
if you
newbie
wanna-
friendly.
Like it's very easy to pick up. Ex-world record holder Mukamanen has a tutorial up on YouTube for it. If you have questions, like you can join the Ratchet Discord. Everyone's really friendly there.
Yeah.
yeah, like this is a fun game to play. I think you should all try it.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
On Twitch, but I don't stream.
Fair.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you to AusSpeedruns for
Having us.
hosting us and having me. That's Ratchet Deadlocked.
Cool. Thank you.